What's poppin', peeps? Team Money up in the house, late night style. It is almost midnight on Wednesday. I'm here to do a review for Body Bags, and I apologize for being so late, but it's been a long day, and yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to do it till now when I'm finally settling in for the night. So, the movie, this is week 160, I believe, and the movie I chose to review is, this is a Spanish-themed week, I'm sorry, Spanish horror, so it's either 160 or 161, I'll find out when I'm done, because I don't prepare, or because I'm ill-prepared, what can I say, but, so it's a Spanish-themed horror week, and the film that I chose to do is probably my second favorite film in the Blind Dead series, franchise series. There's 4 films. The first one being the best, in my opinion, Tombs of the Blind Dead. Sorry about the poor lighting here, but it is what it is. I'm not getting up. So, and the second one, the film that I'm going to review, is from 1973. The second film in the Blind Dead collection, and it is called Return of the Blind Dead, aka Return of the Evil Dead. This edition here is put out by Blue Underground. They actually did like a coffin 4-pack of all the films, which I had at one point and sold like an idiot, and then I had to rebuy. I actually only own the first 2 films right now. I'm waiting for them to just come out on Blu at this point, but they're not on Blu-ray as far as I know in the US or in the UK as of yet. But when they do come out, I will buy them. So anyway, this is from 1973, Return of the Evil Dead. It is the sequel to Tombs of the Blind Dead, and it's directed by Armando de Osario. It is I believe, a Spanish-Portuguese film, and it stars Tony Kendall, Fernando Sancho, Lone Fleming, who is also a star in the first film, Tombs of the Blind Dead, Frank Brana, who's in Pieces. I'm not sure which character he is, but I did read that he's in Pieces, and Esperanza Rey, I'm sorry. So, did I say Fernando Sancho? Just kidding. So anyway, so this is the second film in the Blind Dead series, and the synopsis is, once again, the Templars, who are the blind zombie knights, basically, rise from their graves. The difference in this story from the first one, it's significantly different. I'd say it's more of like it is a sequel. I don't think it's like I guess just, I would say it's more of a reimagining of the first story than it is a sequel, because it doesn't really have, there are similarities definitely between the first and second film, but it's its own entirely different film. Sorry, I can't speak. But so in this film, the Templars are summoned 500 years after. Okay, so there's a town, rather than taking place on a train and in like I think the first film was beautiful atmosphere, the countryside, Portuguese countryside. It's like there's a lot of, it takes place on a train, and then I think it's like the monastery, the Templar monastery is where the first one takes place. This one takes place in a town, and basically the Templars are summoned by this town, a character by the name of Murdo, and he's kind of like the town, I don't know if he's retarded or what, but I don't know if he's handicapped. Something's wrong with him. He kind of reminds me, his role, he reminds me of Renfield, and I love it. I love the character. I don't know who the actor is, but his role is very similar to that of Renfield from like the Nosferatu films, or Dracula films, and so he is like kind of picked on by the townspeople. I don't want to say he's a drunk, but he's definitely like handicapped. Something's wrong with him, and he looks awesome. Like he plays the character and the part, that whoever the actor is, it's perfect. It's definitely memorable. Because I hadn't seen this film for years, and then he was kind of like, that character was like the first, for me, it was he was like the most memorable part of the film. Like I thought about him, and I was like, oh, Renfield, I want to see that guy again. Which film? And then it turns out because at first I couldn't remember which film the guy was in, but turns out he was in this one, Return of the Evil Dead. So anyway, he's picked on by the townspeople. Long story short, he summons the Templars, who are so the Templars. It takes place. This film takes place 500 years after they were executed. And so on the 500th anniversary, it just so happens that the town where I guess the Templars were executed and living, they're celebrating the 500 years of their execution. So this handicapped local derelict summons them back 500 years after while they're celebrating, and they come and they, destroy and wreak havoc on the community, and that's basically your story. Although there's a lot more, and I'll kind of go into it just in the pluses and the minuses of the film. So that's basically your story, though. They just kill and there's a lot of deaths in the film, especially compared to the first, because there's more characters. It's a whole community that's threatened and become victim of the Templars, so zombie Templars. So I said the pluses of the film. Well, the characters. I like the character development. I like the story. I love the kind of the mystery of the first film. I think it's something that makes the series or Tombs of the Blind Dead really special, is that it's very mysterious. There's not a lot of story. It's it's like these creepy knights come in the night and prey on this woman, an innocent group of people in the Templar, what turns out to be the Templar monastery. This is it's a different story. So basically you have your characters Jack and Vivian, who are secretly I think Vivian's supposed to, okay, so there's Jack and Vivian, there's the mayor, Duncan, and the mayor's assistant, DaCosta, and then Murdo, the handicapped guy. Those are your main characters. So Vivian is getting married to, her father's the mayor, Duncan, and she's supposed to be getting married to the mayor's, her father's assistant, DaCosta, but she's having an affair with this guy, Jack. Jack's kind of your main character, your hero. And so this creates a lot of tension between the four, and that's basically while the Templars come and are preying on this town, they're all trying to seek refuge, basically, and that's kind of how it plays out. So Jack and Vivian, Murdo, the Renfield type role, the mayor Duncan, the mayor's assistant DaCosta, and yeah, so basically the four of them, five of them, whatever, trying to take refuge in a abandoned cathedral is where it ultimately goes down. That's like kind of where the climax is. Was that a cat? Oh. Sorry, guys. So anyway, so you've got, where was I? So I just said for the pluses of the film, I like the characters, and I like the story. I like that you've got the mayor, who is really, when push comes to shove, the mayor is only concerned about himself, and pretty much could give two fucks about the townspeople. And so while the zombie outbreak is happening, the Templars are raiding the town, he's kind of only concerned about himself, and I can't remember if he has a wife or not, but, and DaCosta, and basically he wants Jack dead. Like, he doesn't like Jack, and Jack, I forget, he's like a military guy or something like that. I forget where he comes from or whatever, but he's basically the main hero, and he's having an affair with, like I said, the mayor's daughter. And so the kills are good in the film, kind of. There's a lot more than compared to the first film, Tombs of the Blind Dead. They definitely amped up the kills, but I can't remember if they're really all that brutal. But there's a decapitation, which is cool. I won't tell you which character gets decapitated, but let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. So the two are having an affair. The mayor is not down. DaCosta's not down. They're trying to kill Jack. They kind of like leave him stranded at certain points. And long story short, Vivian wants to be with Jack. So I'm not going to tell you guys. Oh shit. Oh shit. Sorry. Light down, guys. Light down. I'm not going to tell you guys what happens, but the climax goes down in an abandoned cathedral, which is awesome. And just one thing to mention also, the Templars are blind, just like the first film, so they can't see. They find their victims by sound, and so from the screams of their victims is basically how they find them. So if they just shut up, they could have been okay, but no, of course not. They're loud and stupid. And so last up, I guess, just the negatives. I said the ending was weak. Yeah, just watch it and you'll see. I mean, it wasn't anything special to me. It kind of just like ends. And also, like, I don't know if in the first one they establish how the Templars are killed, but I don't want to tell you how, but I just kind of, it just wasn't, for how good the story was, I thought it kind of was a cop-out, the ending, basically. But other than that, you know, I liked it. A lot of people have complained. This film gets a lot of criticism. People say it doesn't, you know, it takes away from the mythos and the mystery of the first film, and it's totally just like exploits the characters, and it's a rip-off of Night of the Living Dead. Whatever. I like it. I think it's fun. I like the characters. I love Murdo. He plays an awesome Renfield type character. And I love, you know, I love all the characters, and I love the story. So that's basically it. Okay, guys, this is my review for Return of the Evil Dead from 1973. And you guys should check this out if you haven't seen this film. And yeah, it's a Portuguese horror film. Alright, guys, thanks for bearing with me. Sorry if I rambled, but yeah, that's that. Have a good one. See you next Wednesday.